everybody! Welcome back to Northernlion Plays Prison Architect, where it's been a couple of days and I apologize for that. I've also gotten a lot of tweets about this cell right here. Yeah, that is a little suboptimal. I guess the first thing we can handle is... No, I was like, we can make this a solitary cell. We can't. You should know by now, although this is not your fault, you should know by now that I have basically no geospatial awareness. I don't know where I am in the world at any given time. A guard should be stationed here, if it's at all possible. We may need to get a new guard, and a couple. It always helps to have some spare guards. We were also apparently going to stretch out our wing a little bit more here. Now, people have been like, here's why you're getting fights. This area right here. One tile wide entrance to the canteen, one tile wide entrance to the showers. In a way, I'm kind of like, I'm not sure what more I can do about that. Except for literally just demolishing these walls and having open showers. And that seems like kind of a bad idea. I mean, we're going to have to install drains, obviously, but if it gets the job done, I guess, what do I care? And I guess we can bust open those ones as well. So let's speed it up a little bit here. And I guess they're also getting a little ornery because there's no guard around to immediately open the door. Let's go objects, drains. There we go. And we might not need this much, but hey, man, I don't want my prison to get all wet, you know? That would be a disaster, what with all the rampant murder and stuff like that. It getting wet would just be a little out of control. Now, we are also consistently having fights in the canteen. Pretty much, I think, well, I'm going to look at our electrical grid. Oh, we are close to going overboard there. I could make the canteen entrances wider, and then what we can do is just change the placement of the metal detectors. So we could make a much larger canteen entrance and then just move the metal detectors. This is going to lead to probably a lot of contraband today. But if we put like metal detectors here, and metal detectors here, it should be impossible to leave without going through one. Yeah, no matter where you go, you're going to end up going through a metal detector. So we could even, like, demolish all of these walls. It's a new idea. We got an open concept prison. The only thing that worries me is that I do believe that they'll probably be able to just walk into their cells with a knife. But that's only a couple of people, right? Are these walls being demolished as well? Yeah, okay. Let's dismantle objects as well. This. And one metal detector shouldn't put us over capacity. Now that I think about it, we actually need like 4 metal detectors extra, but I think this might give us a chance. Now, I just want to make sure everybody's getting fed too, because obviously that can create some serious problems. So the metal detectors, we have to put 2 of them here. You know, unfortunately, there's not really any way around this. And the big problem with that is that it is going to hamper walking speed, unfortunately. But there's really no way around this. We have to put every possible exit here with the metal detector. So we should probably even have 1 extra here. But we'll evaluate how our grid looks after that. And if it looks like it's a garbage fire, then we're probably going to avoid it. This is all in the interest of not completely failing the game, because as many people have pointed out, you actually can fail the game due to criminal negligence. When a lot of electricity is being used, it's like we're actually taxing this grid to the point where it will not survive. Like, is there any place I could just cut a metal detector? But there's really not. I do worry that with a little bit more like electrical usage, we could actually have a problem. I'm just gonna, I think it's a fair investment to put like a grand in here and see if this gives us more capacitors. If it does, we're still done with this area. We're never going to touch this area again as far as electricity goes. At least not readily. We'll be very careful about it. Oh, it totally works. Okay, so we don't have to be as worried. We have a little bit more leeway than originally anticipated. And this... Oh! Pardon me? Means we got some dogs and some shakedowns to do soon. We got lots of tunnels popping up. Is this dude still like... Oh, he's screwed. I hate that guy. I laugh, but he is my least favorite. Okay. Now, this is sort of working here. So we definitely want... it's not really good for our feng shui, but we will have a metal detector right here as well. And it's basically strictly necessary, because if we did not have this, we would have a glaring kind of security lapse in our prison. Sweet! I hope this solves many problems, but we haven't really had any murders in a few days here, which is not necessarily, I guess, cause for too much celebration, but at the same time, I'm feeling pretty good about it. Let's look at our confidential informants. Is anybody yellow? Yellow is what we're looking for because it means that they are marked for death. If they're marked for death, that's a problem. How many prisoners in solitary? 1 in lockdown. Any potential CIs? Potential CI. CI. Uh-oh. No, it's Nelly. That's Nelly. Let's look at our intelligence map now that our informants have been activated. Looking for yellows. Well, they got to get into our security room first. This is going to raise their suspicion, of course. Oh, so he's marked for death. Nobody else marked for death, but this guy, we're going to have to do a cell block search right here. Just a cell search, I should say. He's got some tools. I really don't like An Jong-ho having a knife here. We're going to search that cell. Cell phone, again, this shit doesn't bother me as much. The drugs, you know, for your own good, Yasmir. We've had a lot of... Oh, look at the suspicion. I have cranked that suspicion up. Probably should not have acted on all those at the same time. Let's cool our jets there a little bit. But maybe they'll figure out when they're all marked for death for each other, and then that'll be easier for me. You know, they'll be like, oh, hey, your other confidential informant is marked for death, and I'll be like, thanks for the information. That's really useful. I am also going, as many people told me, to crank up... Where's nutrition? Is it in policy? There we go. I'm going to make meal quantity high. It's going to cost us a lot of money. Meal variety, I'm going to crank down to low. And I believe that you don't need... Let me put it this way. The prisoners don't need a varied menu that much. They mostly just need to be eating enough food that they're not hungry. And we're going to very slightly alter our canteen. I'm not going to say that this is an ideal situation, but we're going to set it up like so. I realize we could probably put another bench here, but if we put another bench here, that might block a little bit of the serving table. So I just want to increase the capacity of our canteen a little bit to make it possible for more people to be fed, and if they're not being fed enough, then we know that there's an inefficiency in our kitchen somewhere. Why don't we also... Hey, money's money, right? Let's take in 6 prisoners today. We could expand our prison a little bit more. Injured... he's like... He's not starving, which is amazing, but he really needs alcohol, exercise, family, recreation, privacy, and freedom. You got more freedom than anybody else in the prison, so that's bullshit. Privacy? Nobody can ever get to you. You're fine, man. The window maybe hurts a little bit. Family? Understandable. Recreation? You did this to yourself. Exercise? Do some push-ups. Alcohol? Too bad. Sleep? That's the only thing you should be concerned about out here. Get some rest, man. Some people would kill for a vacation like that. Alright, we're waiting for people to arrive at our prison. It'll take about an hour or so here. How's our prison looking? 19 prisoners are suppressed. There's like so few serious complaints. 1 prisoner has serious complaints. I think that we're really running a kind of a tight ship here. I love that this dude just gets his own time to eat. Mind you, he still could really get stabbed here. Yeah. Oh, there was... some kind of interaction took place there. That's alright. Maybe they're not happy with their privacy, which I think is understandable. Oh, we had prisoners come in. Gregory the informationist buff. Gregory hacked his neighbor's computer at age 9. By the time he was 14, he was selling bank information on the web under the name The Informationist. When he was 20, he got cocky, tried to hack the Pentagon, and now he's locked up. Yeah, we got a lot of Pentagon hackers in here. 17 years for arson. Whisper, the boss turtle. Whisper was found guilty of many different crimes with drugs, arms dealers, gangs, and much more, but he still seems to like being in prison for some strange reason. Well, in my prison, how could you not like it, you know? Let's look at our intelligence agencies. Strong. Suspicion is still pretty high. Probably the next thing that we need to do is build a maximum security wing, to be honest with you. But this episode, I think, is going to be all about working out inefficiencies and kind of getting a nice path for our... A nice, not path, but like chain of efficiency, I think is what that's the buzzword I'm going to use. A chain of efficiency for us when it comes to actually intaking new prisoners, basically. I'm just going to put down some paving stone here. And I'm also going to put some grass here. You know, we can afford to invest a little bit in the quote-unquote feng shui of the prison. It doesn't need to be freaking gorgeous, but if we can at least make it look half decent here, you know? The happier people are, the less likely they are to riot. That's the exact principle behind the resolution of the film Legally Blonde. So I put a lot of faith in that. No intake for today. There you go. That looks pretty good. Please tell me there's more grass to be put down. There's more grass needs to be put. Need to put some grass down here. That's a very light upgrade there that we've just made. But doesn't it look so much better already? 21 prisoners of serious complaints. Let's see what their complaints could possibly be. Food. Okay. That's very helpful. Thank you so much for your feedback. Did you guys urinate in the kitchen? Or is this just... Oh, it's just trash, huh? That's alright. Dog sleeping in the kitchen. That's kind of cute, I'll admit. Okay, well, do we need to put out more cooks? Maybe we need more cooks. It's possible we need more cookers as well. We can put a cooker there. We can put a fridge there. And we can put a sink here. Look, I'm not going to blow smoke up your ass and tell you it's, you know, a cure for appendicitis or something like that. What I will say is that this is functional. And look, it didn't even tax our grid that much. And at the same time, it also didn't even need any extra outfitting to actually be functional. And we can put another row here. What is this? 5 prisoners are unable to be assigned to a cell. Oh, because they're protective custody. That's sensible. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Okay, why don't we just put... I can't put 5 prisoners in protective custody if they don't belong in protective custody. Surely we have, like, some parole or something happening today that could be good. Oh, wait, okay. No, he's not marked for death anymore, which is incredible, but... we are going to need to assign them, or they're going to get real ornery real fast. What was I just doing a second ago, though? Food, yeah, I was going to actually make another... why not make another cooking block, right? So we get... cooker. And we'll just put that. It's gonna be a little crowded. I'm gonna put that here. And then we want a fridge. We'll just put that here. You've never been in an open concept kitchen like this before? This whole prison is open concept. And let me point out, 0 murders in the recent memory. Well, depending on how recent your memory. If there's ever a fire in this kitchen, everyone involved is going to die. They will. There's no chance for them. I wish that there was. You know, I don't want them to die, but they will. And you know what? That's life in the joint, man. That's life in the clink. That's life in the chokey. Everything's hooked up now. People getting fed? People seem pretty good. Let's look at our reports here. Needs. Food is still a problem. Okay. Good to know. Yeah, that's still an issue too, huh? Yep, that's still definitely an issue. We had a tase there. That's my own fault. But we can't really bust down this hallway and make it that much wider. I mean, if you want to get technical, we could make it 1 wider. Then we gotta hook up another metal detector anyway. I don't think it's going to make it that much faster. Could just bust down like this whole wall, but the whole point of the metal detectors is you want them to be choke points. Or you want them to be at choke points. Wonder if we could just put like more metal detectors randomly. And kind of force them to walk through metal detectors. But if they miss every single metal detector, then they'll walk through... the last ones. And hopefully that would make it a little faster. What's our grid looking like? Oh, it's fine. Okay. It's going to be expensive. I don't know if this is going to work. What do we really need a morgue slab? Is that what you're trying to get at here? It's like, yo, hey, you might need this morgue slab. Just a hunch based on what's going on in your prison. So I'm thinking like... we'll put them on the inside here. And just one, like, every 3 or 4 spaces. We're going to put a metal detector. even though it looks silly. My reasoning behind this is that maybe if they walk through a different metal detector, it'll ease some of the congestion at our actual canteen. Of course, if they're coming in from the yard with contraband, they're going to get caught at that metal detector. And that's going to cause congestion. But I feel like most of the problems that we're going to have here are the result of people going into the cafeteria and literally just taking a spoon out or taking a knife out or something like that. Hopefully this doesn't overload our grid. Just watching very intently. Lots of whistling going on. I think we're fine. Okay, so now we'll see how this works when people leave. People are getting fed. Cell blocks have been assigned. I don't know how, but it has been done. They seem to clear out a lot faster at night. This is going real well. At first I was skeptical, but okay. This is going okay. Let's take a look at our regime temporarily. We don't want to take in new prisoners. I made that mistake yesterday. Food still kind of a problem. That must mean more cooks or maybe a bigger canteen. So you know what? That's going to be our next big priority because it will cause riots. Our kitchen, I don't think, solved the problem that much. Let's look at our regime, or programs quickly. Foundation education, 20 interested. How does it look right now? I guess we're getting close to the end of 1. Hey, kitchen safety, some people passed. Workshop safety, some people passed. I don't know if we need a second workshop to actually start producing stuff. We may. We actually, okay, I'll tell you what. Let's do something interesting here. We're going to build our foundation out like that. And like this. And this is just going to give us a little bit more space. If they can even get to it. It's just going to give us a little bit more space for tables. It's going to be a very interesting looking canteen. I'll be the first person to tell you that. But again, we got to make do with what we got. This isn't Martha Stewart's This Old House. I know that's a Bob Vila show, okay? But this isn't Bob Vila's This Old House. This is a prison. We'd have limited funding, and I'm looking forward to taking a trip to Hawaii this year with the missus. So, unfortunately, the corners have got to be cut somewhere. This should be done now. Okay, and then obviously we're just going to dismantle these doors. I think we just needed them for the staff to have a place to put stuff. And then these are immediately the cool kid tables. If you sit here, you are a fucking prison OG. Please dismantle this door. You're a king amongst men. And obviously we're going to throw some benches over here as well. And you know what? We probably could really use some serving tables. That's another thing that could be a limiting factor I haven't really touched upon yet. Unfortunately, we're kind of running out of places to put these serving tables. We can get a nice double-sided one going here. There you go. There's a double-sided serving table. You've been to a salad bar or a buffet. It's got 2 sides. That's exactly the principle behind what we're doing here. No. If that was the dude in protective custody, I was gonna be pissed. Chisholm, what the hell are you doing? Freaking JD Cool Guy wants to get into a fight. Oh my god, how do I reach these kids? Okay, canteen. Stretch it out. Stretch it out. Beautiful. Continues to just royally fuck up our fonts. There's still no benches here. Did we run out of benches? Oh, I just never put them in. I'm telling you, those are the cool kid tables right there. You call those the bunny ears. Yo, go to the lunch table, grab a seat in the bunny ears. I want to be seen today. We're making good money, and dare I point out, nobody's been murdered today. I think we need 2 more janitors. The prison's getting busy. They didn't just put the new prisoners in the protective custody cells, did they? I would be disappointed by that. Let's go back to intelligence. We got a little micromanagement to do. No suspicion. That's just fantastic to hear. Let's activate all of them at exactly the same time. Thank you for being smart and going back to your cell. I should really just give you a key so you can get back into this area. Otherwise, you are probably going to be stabbed at some point, which would be bad for business. Now, let's take a look at some of this stuff. 9 staff members are exhausted. That makes sense. 8 families visiting or waiting to visit. Oh my god, another incident. But no murders. 3 prisoners due for release. 72 prisoners up for parole. I don't need to schedule like a parole. I mean, I already did, right? It's in work. Parole, 72 in queue, 15 passed. That's awesome. Maybe I should extend the parole room. Can I do multiple parole hearings if I do? Session length 4 hours. Each prisoner requires a visitor table. We really should put a second... We should rework this entire parole room, I think. Hopefully it builds a wall here, otherwise we're going to have a real problem. And, you know, just quickly we'll put a door on the outside here. This is our building door. And if we can fit, like, 4... I think it's optimistic, but we'll try to fit 4 visitor tables in the parole room. And, then this will maybe lead to triple or quadruple the prisoners daily being, No, you're not supposed to... You're really not supposed to use this door to get into and out of the prison. This is like a... I know your staff and everything, but please don't do this. It sends a bad message to the prisoners. If that's not only more money, but, you know, faster turnover, which allows us better capacity and whatnot. Disassemble, thank you. And you know what? We're going to dismantle this as well. And then we're going to start putting down other visitor tables. Did anyone else hear that screaming? Why can't you put that there? Because of the CCTV? It's a pretty nice parole room, if I do say so myself. Okay, about half of my workers are now trapped in walls. I guess that, I could probably dismantle the wall. Yeah, okay, that works. I could probably dismantle the wall. I'm gonna have to. As much as I would rather not. There you go. Free them from their own prison there, and then build another wall right here. I mean, we might even be able to fit one more table in here. Let's take a quick look. Because, again, the more people we can push out of this prison, the better it is for us. You really feel like you're an important part of the prison when you get paroled in a fucking drive-thru, basically. You really feel like the prison staff care about you. I didn't really look at what happened after I activated the prisoners. Still only have the one prisoner who's yellow there, which is fine as far as I'm concerned. Oh my god! Oh good, there's another riot or something. Do we really need... I mean, those guys are just resting, but I'm pretty sure they're resting because they're, like, trapped in here. Alright, so let's go through this old song and dance again. You're free. Please escape. Okay, now that they have all escaped, build the wall before somebody else queues in here. No! Ah, Shoshana! Au revoir, Shoshana. Doctor, you're a very important part of this. Okay. Oh, we did it. We did it. Okay. Nobody's trapped in the wall this time. Oh, but we do have, Oh, I thought they were trapped in the wall, but they're not trapped in the wall. Okay. Intelligence. Whoa. Informants. We're looking for yellow informants. This guy's marked for death. That's not a surprise. This guy's a potential CI. We could always use another CI. Boom. I knew Jong Ho would be with us, man. Once we took his drugs away, and he reformed himself, became much better. Okay, so we're looking for weapons. Was this cook has weapons? No, he's a prisoner. Why do you have scissors on you? Andrew. Who else are we looking for that might have stuff on them? Drugs are, you know... This guy's got 3 cell phones? What is... Drugs, cigarettes, I mean, it's not so bad. I don't want to raise suspicion for it, at least. This Joker. We're gonna search your cell, though. Search this room. Can I just search cell? That seems pretty good. People are gonna be a little bit suspicious. But for the most part, I think it's going alright. Maybe they're just resting in the wall. They're just tired, so they're choosing to, like, chill in the parole room to heal. Why they would do this is obviously beyond me. Another incident, but Relatively mild, no deaths at least. He's not injured, he's just resting, man. He's just resting. Oh, it was, you know what it was? It was because of this Joker again. It was your shower time. What are you doing in the... What are you doing in the canteen? Also, why is no guard coming to escort you to solitary, just leaving you dying on the freaking table there? What's our... Okay, we're not going to take any more intake in today. Have we done a good job today? Honestly, I think we've kind of improved our prison, to be honest with you. We also have a lot of people going to the chapel, so I'm thinking maybe we need some prayer, or what is the bench? Pew, maybe? Pews, okay. We'll put some more pews down. Just like that. And there's your, there's always a congregation sitting on the side. It's like, you know, the chosen ones. I think we've done a pretty good job optimizing our prison a little bit more today. There have been no deaths, which is pretty freaking good. I didn't really get a chance to see how our parole hearing worked out for us here. Still only have 1 in protective custody. 26 max security. They were normal when they got in here, like normal security. Now they've gone through some stuff. This guy's still kicking it out here, huh? Still not starving. One day maybe I'll let him in, and now they've seen how glorious this prison can be. But I think that's going to do it for this episode. Thanks for watching. Again, apologies for the delays in Prison Architect. Still dealing with tech issues that are, I know I say this every time. The end of them is on the horizon. We're just waiting for a video card to arrive in the mail. Please dump the solitary door out of the reception area. Apart from that, if you enjoyed the episodes, click the like button. It helps out a great deal. And of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.